Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elisa, and if you're new around here, typically on this channel, I'm doing deep dives and long form content into the yin yang methodology. If you don't know what that is, I'll leave some links down below to some other videos that are really helpful. But basically, it's an approach that is all inclusive, and its main aim is to help you identify your unique beauty. And from there, you can come up with your own beauty regimen. You can start to curate a wardrobe and really just start to enhance what you already have. So in an effort to make this channel a little more personal and personalized, I've decided to include content that showcases my personal beauty aesthetic, my personal preferences, what I'm into. I've just wanted to showcase more of what's going on this side of the internet, aside from deep dive, deconstructing kind of content. So that is the theme of this video today. And what I really want to talk about today is some items, some beauty items, and just some general aesthetic items, or you could say elements of ambiance that I've really been enjoying lately, and I thought that it would be really fun to share that with you. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around. Okay, so let's dive straight into this here. Now, first, I do want to note that anything that I'm mentioning in this video, I'm not trying to sell you. This isn't some sort of, hurry up and go buy it situation. I really just want to share with you guys the items that I've been loving, the aesthetic things that I've been loving, because maybe you share a similar interest, and I don't know, I just want you guys to get to know me a little bit better. So the first beauty item, the first item that I have to talk about in this video is going to be this top right here. I absolutely adore this top. Now, I bought this secondhand off of Poshmark. I am huge on Poshmark. I love the idea of buying recycled clothing, gently used luxury goods. I just think that it's a really cool way to experience something without the high markup, and it also cuts down on waste. So I wouldn't call myself a dedicated person to sustainable approaches to beauty items or anything like that. I don't have a rigid checklist that I refer back to implement that kind of lifestyle, but I do my little part and I feel good about it. It's something that I've made the shift and I feel pretty rewarded by it. So anyways, this top here is just, when I saw it, I was like, I have to have that. I have to have it. And I actually, I'm not so much of an impulse buyer anymore. Every now and again, I might get caught up in something and make the occasional impulse buy. But really, I've made it a practice to thoroughly look at something, evaluate it, see if it's going to have a good place in my beauty collection, in my wardrobe, and then make the decision to buy it. So I was actually sitting on buying this for, I want to say probably 2 months or so. I had it archived in my Poshmark kind of likes. You can do the little heart and like something and then they're all archived for you. And yeah, I finally decided to pull the trigger and make the purchase, and I'm so glad that I did. This top is gorgeous, and what really attracted me to it, I want to share this with you guys, what attracts me to certain beautiful objects and beauty items, because it kind of gives more context to who I am. So what really attracted me to this is, first off, I am a sucker for velvet. I love velvet. Give me all the velvet garments all the time. And I don't know, there's just something about velvet that it gives this kind of luxe feel, but at the same time, it's fairly approachable, especially for somebody of my kind of beauty balance. And I don't know, the sheen of the velvet, I love how it has this kind of light catching quality. So without being overly flamboyant and in sparkles and everything like that, you still get kind of this really feminine sheen off of it, but at the same time there's this grounding quality because it's very luxe, and it kind of has this depth to it that feels like it has a little bit of weight to the material. Okay, anyways, I could go on and on and on about the attributes of velvet that I absolutely love, but what attracted me to this garment in particular is, and I keep looking at it in the monitor, so sorry about that, guys, but I loved the construction. I love this little sweetheart neckline. I also love the small gathers here at the shoulders and the small gathers here at the cuff of the sleeves. I think that it just really adds a pretty feminine detail. But again, if you guys know, if you've been here for a little bit, you would know that I don't typically go for garments or whole looks that are extremely feminine. That's just not my vibe. I don't feel it in my heart. I can appreciate the beauty of it, but there has to be some sort of element of depth. There has to be some sort of grounding element for me to really be attracted to it. So this is a very good mesh between a really pretty feminine top, a feminine garment that also has that kind of depth to it that I'm always kind of keeping my eye out for. So anyways, I love this. I really encourage you guys to go over to Poshmark and check out what they have. This top in particular was originally retailed on Reformation, however you want to say it, but I actually really love their clothing. I think that they do a really good job with construction. They have outstanding materials. I love their prints. I love how they use different materials. They're just a brand that I can really appreciate what they're putting out. You can tell that they really value putting out beautiful items. So that's where it was originally retailed, and then it was listed on Poshmark, and now here it is. But that's a quick little tip for you guys, is if you see something on a retail website that maybe is a little out of your price range, or you just really can't come to pull the trigger on buying something like that, even though you can in theory afford it, query it on Poshmark. You would be surprised what you can find on there. And that's anything from tops to shoes, handbags, all that kind of stuff. So I'm a big supporter of Poshmark, and I'm so glad that I found this little treasure here. I feel that this is going to be in my wardrobe for a very long time. I'm just thrilled. Like, I can't wait to wear this all winter long. Okay, moving right along here, the next item that I want to share with you guys is actually a part of my cosmetic beauty collection, and maybe I'll share like my extensive makeup collection. I feel like I have a pretty well curated makeup collection, but that's kind of the theme of today, by the way, is that I'm going to be sharing some things that I'm wearing, and then also some other things I've been enjoying. But this is the Lisa Eldredge Velvet Jazz lipstick. It is the best matte lipstick ever. It's not often that I wear a very bold lip because I do kind of have smaller lips. I have just a really hard time making any sort of like liquid matte lip product look good on my lips, but this is a matte product that I absolutely love. It is a blue-based red, but I think given a certain look, it can work just fine. I'm not particularly cool toned, so I do want to be mindful of some of the makeup tones that I'm wearing, but I feel very comfortable in this one. And part of the reason that I was attracted to purchasing this item is because I love and adore Lisa Eldredge. I think that her makeup techniques, her makeup artistry is so beautiful. She does subtle kind of no makeup kind of looks, and then she does these really cool graphic looks. It's always very clean though. It's always just, it seems so approachable. She executes in a way that you feel like, wow, I probably could do this on myself. Now, she's got a lot of technique and she knows what she's doing. So sometimes actually executing on her makeup looks can be a little challenging, but I really just wanted to support her as an artist, and for her to come out with a product like this that was so well thought out and the quality is there. Her brand is just so on point. I knew that I wanted to get a lip shade, and so this is the one that I chose. I do have another one, and maybe I'll speak on that, one of these days, but I really wanted to share this with you guys because I feel like this is a really fun, festive color for this time of year, and you can kind of do a fun, holiday makeup look with just this lipstick and then a lighter kind of champagne eye. So, love this. And, like I said, I'm not here to sell you guys anything, but I'm here to tell you that this is well worth its money. Okay, so moving right along here, I have one more beauty cosmetic item to show you guys, and that is what I'm wearing on my lids today for this kind of holiday inspired look. And that is this single pot of Chantecaille. It's called the Mermaid Eye Color. That's the particular formula, and it's in the shade Copper. Now, I love love these single pots from Chantecaille. I also really love Chantecaille. I haven't tried a whole lot from their complete range of makeup because they do blushes and they do setting powders and they have, they're a cosmetic company. But I can speak highly of these little single pot eyeshadows. I absolutely love them. They blend in perfectly, especially on my hooded lids. I'm able to quickly create looks that look very put together very quickly. So what I really love about this shade though, this copper shade, is that it's actually not terribly copper once you get it on. And some of that has to do with my skin undertones and how certain things interact. But if you look here, you can kind of see that it's not particularly copper. In person, if you're looking at it in the pot, you might say, oh yeah, that looks fairly copper. It's got such a smooth texture. I'm not a beauty guru, you guys, but like now I'm all doing swatches or whatever. I feel like one. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys why I love this so much. It's so creamy. What I like to do is actually just dab it on my lids and then kind of blend it out a little bit. And then I use a different Chantecaille single pot eyeshadow in a different shade to kind of add a little bit of definition and depth. But I just wanted to show this to you guys really quickly. It's just got that really pretty sheen, and like I said, you can create a really elevated eye look very quickly with this, and that's something that I'm looking for in a curated makeup collection. I am somebody who wants to get it done fairly quickly. I don't have all the time in the world every day to pay a lot of time and attention to my makeup. Sometimes I want to be able to create something beautiful with ease. So that's what this offers me. And I just love that I'm able to spend just a little bit of extra money and get something that's higher quality and that really works for my hooded lids, that works with the kind of effect that I'm looking to get. So and it's not really coming through on camera, by the way. It's so pretty in person. So, like I said, I absolutely love this. And I really, like I said, I'm not selling you guys anything, but I'm here as a testimony to say that this is a cosmetic company that I stand behind their quality, and I just really, really love and adore, and I'm super pleased to have it in my makeup collection. I also am huge on packaging and kind of overall aesthetic and how it's going to fit in with my entire makeup collection. That is something that I consider. So it doesn't completely deter me if somebody has packaging that's, what I would deem as like a little cheesy or not congruent with what I got going on in my vanity. But I mean, when you have something beautiful like this is something that I actually have on display on my makeup vanity. So anyways, love this, and we're going to move on to the next item. Okay, so this next item here is something I purchased relatively recently, and it's something that I just absolutely adore. So this is actually an eyeshadow singles magnetic case, and you guys, okay, we'll show you the inside. There's my little single eyeshadows. So I knew that I needed something to put my single eyeshadows in, and before I just kind of had this cheesy little case, and then some of these eyeshadows I had originally purchased, they were kind of in their own plastic case. It was like a quad. And, my vanity started to look a little janky. I just wasn't driving with it. You know what I mean? When you're like, wait a second, there's got to be a way to elevate this a little bit. So I got onto Etsy because something you guys should know about me, my go-to before I hop on to any big retailer or anything like that, whether it's Target or Sephora or whatever it is, I really try to go onto Poshmark and I really try to go onto Etsy because I want to support small endeavors. And so I went onto Etsy and I looked for a magnetic single eyeshadow makeup case, and I came across this beauty right here. And how gorgeous is this? And it wraps around, so the design is, you know, full 360 here, and I just love it. I am so pleased to have this sitting on my vanity on display, and it makes the application of makeup just that much more fun. So I feel gravitated to reach for my single eyeshadows that are in here when they're in something like this. And I kind of have an appreciation of the beauty that the products inside can create because the packaging is so intriguing. So I just love it. And something that really is an expression of me, an extension of me in just a simple item like this is I love the contrast between the dark backdrop and the delicate rose flowers. That is something that I have always loved. I've kind of loved this dark romance aesthetic for a really long time. It's kind of what prompted the inspiration for this tattoo that I have on the inner part of my arm. So when I saw this, I knew that this was the one for me. Now, the woman that hand makes these, she has a wide variety to choose from, and they are all equally beautiful, but I just knew that this was the one for me, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I assume if you're here, you are also a lover of beautiful objects. So this is a beautiful object that I hope to keep in my collection forever and ever. Okay, now let's move on and talk about what I like to call items of ambiance. Now, these are going to be anything from music to home decor items, just anything that really adds to the beauty and aesthetic of your environment. So first up here, I have two. So this is the first thing. I love this. I love this so much. And I just have to share it with you guys because it smells so good. And if you guys have the same taste in sense of candles as me, I feel that this is something you might want to just pop into the store and just smell because it is so good. So I actually already went through one of these, and it is from the Chesapeake Bay candle. It's called The Collection. So that's probably just like their whatever subline. And this is the brown sugar chestnut. So this smells like you've baked the world's best cinnamon vanilla cookies and you're about to, I don't know, indulge in them for the rest of your life. This makes me feel comforted. This makes me feel homey. This makes me feel just so warm and cozy, but not in that typical kind of fall cinnamon clove kind of way. It's just, it's divine. And I'm at a loss of words on how to actually describe it, but they're pretty on point with the brown sugar chestnut description here. So I also really love just kind of the overall look of this candle. It's not that I'm necessarily deterred from buying a particular item or object if it doesn't fit perfectly into my vision of, you know, the aesthetic that I have in my home or whatever. But it's an added bonus to have something like this where you have this little beautiful item, this little item of ambiance around, and it just kind of, it fits in like a glove, you know, or it fits perfectly into its little place like a puzzle piece. So I just love that, and I had to mention this. Okay, so the last thing that I want to mention here, it's not anything that's tangible like this candle, but it is still an element of ambiance, and that is in the realm of music. Now, I found this YouTube channel. She makes the best playlists, and what really caught my attention is the names of her videos that are like these compilations of different songs and stuff like that. But there was this one, and it says, "Running away with your lover that you were told to stay away from while it rains." And I was like, who names a song compilation that? And what does this consist of? Like, that's really setting a particular kind of mood. I need to investigate. And I did, and I'm so glad that I did, because this is like the epitome of classical, dark, romantic music. It is so good. And some of the music is actually classical pieces. So there's classical waltzes in there and stuff like that. But the way that she has composed the playlists and the way that she composes these actual videos is so well curated to this kind of dark, moody, romantic aesthetic or like dark academia. It is gorgeous. And I love the thumbnail art that she has here. So I'm assuming she, because it's, you know, the channel name is Olivia Ali. And I don't know, I really encourage you guys to go check this channel out. Like I said, the names that she picks for these is just, you know, a playlist for the Greek gods and goddesses, or sobbing alone in front of a haunted piano. Like, I want to listen to that. I want to know what that feels like. You know, like give me that. Give me that essence of whatever title you're coming up with here. Oh my gosh, I love this one. You've fallen in love with the prince you're supposed to assassinate. What does that soundtrack sound like? You know what I mean? These are the kinds of things that I'm really intrigued by when it comes to artistic expression and really digging down into what it means to put together a certain aesthetic. So anything like this, I'm on board with. So I would encourage you to go support this creator, even though, you know, she's not composing the music herself, but the way that she's curating the music, it has a artistic tone to it. And I love it. Like I said, I could go on and on with these names of the songs, you know, these playlists that she's choosing. But I'll leave it to you guys to go check it out. And there's a couple of other channels that are doing a similar thing. So for me, it's just kind of what really attracts me to that, like I said, is the mindset that you have to be in to curate something like that. Like, you're really paying attention to the nuances, and then you're putting it together in this like curated little collection. And I just love that. But I also love having variety in my life, and I can only listen to, you know, my favorite bands so many times, and my favorite, you know, go-to songs so many times, and so on and so forth. Even certain genres, you know, I just kind of want to see what else is out there, and also what kind of mood the music can set for me. So I'll fill you guys in on this little tidbit is sometimes what I do when I'm putting together client reports is I will actually go and pick out music that I feel fits the tone of that client. And it helps give me inspiration to come up with the descriptions, the in-depth descriptions that I custom make for all of my clients. So when I came across this playlist, I was feeling a particular kind of inspired. And I love that feeling. I love that feeling. And I don't know if it's something that you guys are into, I want you to have it too. So here we are. But that basically concludes all of the little things that I had to mention in this video. If you guys like this content, if you like videos like this, I would encourage you to give this a thumbs up. Again, this is a little bit different than is what normally is posted on my channel, but like I said, I really want to make an effort to include you guys into my own aesthetic, my preferences, just who I am as a person, rather than just being on the outskirts of the community, feeding information into it. So here I am, and it was so good to hang out with you guys. So I hope you all are having a safe and fun holiday season, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye!